Good evening, everyone. This is Pond Boy's Angling Adventures. I haven't done a live feed since before my father passed away. He passed away about, I don't know, a little over 2 weeks ago on the 19th. So, I'm sitting there fishing, it's slow, so I figured, what goes better with fishing than some stories. And I got some good ones. So, while I'm watching my lines, I'll tell you a few. Me and my dad used to go night fishing a lot. And we used to go in Elgin, and there's this place called Kimball Street Dam, and there used to be this, well, there still is, an island below Kimball Street Dam, but back then it was just an island. It was just wood and trees, and that was it. We used to fish there at night. So one night I was fishing there, and heck, I was only probably 13 or 14. I really had to go to the bathroom. Hey, Ed, what's up, man? So I was fishing with my old man below Kimball Street Dam. I really had to go to the bathroom, so I'm like, Dad, wash my rods. And I go to take a leak, and he's like, Dan, stop. I'm like, Dad, I gotta go, I'm over by this bush. He's like, Dan, stop. I'm like, what? He's like, you're gonna pee on his head. And I looked down, and there was a homeless guy sleeping just out cold, probably drunk, passed out, sleeping. Oh my God, this close to peeing on his head. So I was like, oh my God. So we left him alone, and we didn't fish off that island much. Oh wait. I think that's just debris. So then another time we're fishing at a dam at night. A lot of interesting things happen at the river at night. A lot of characters show up besides me. And one night we're sitting there fishing, and this girl walks up. My dad's like, hey, look, she's doing a dance for you. I don't know, she'd probably be in her 20s. And just dancing half naked on top, above the dam. I don't know what she was on. She had to be like, well, I don't know what was the drug back then, maybe acid or something. But yeah, just nicest dancing. Me and my dad just sat there and watched her, gave her a good clap. She waved, went about her way. That was pretty cool. And then I had a buddy named Pat, and Dad didn't like to take Pat fishing because Pat got bored. And I was probably 8th grade, and he's like, well, let's go fishing up. I'm gonna go up to Wisconsin. We'll go fish this river tomorrow. I'm like, I want to bring one of my friends. So he's like, don't bring Pat. Pat gets bored. I'm like, oh, Dad, if I want to bring Greg or somebody else. I'm like, no, I want to bring Pat this time. So he's like, fine. Because if one thing happens, you're done. So, debris. Yeah, it's debris. So, hey, Ricky, what's up, man? Carp, fishing for carp. So we drive up there, and we were only fishing maybe an hour. And, hear my dad go, he goes, Jesus, Pat, put that thing down. So I look over, and he's got a water moccasin wrapped around the end of his rod. He's just looking at it, sliding it up and down. My dad looks at me and mouths the words, never again. We will never again take him. And he's like, Pat, what the hell were you thinking? He goes, I was bored. And so Dad was right. Dad was right, man. Yeah, so he used to kick my ass all the time. I put on one post about how he beat me night fishing one night. But as I got better and better, I did beat him on occasion. And when I did, I really rubbed it in. But what really sucked is we'd be catfishing, and I'd have 2-3 rods out, each one double rigged, thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna kick his ass tonight. And he'd pull out, thanks Rick, he'd pull out a bamboo rod. A bamboo rod. Now, for those of you who don't know what a bamboo rod is, it's basically a glorified stick. It's a stick. So he pulls out the stick and a little bobber, puts on a minnow, and he would walk up and down this wall over on Slade Avenue in South Elgin. And I'd be sitting there 3 rods, all rigged out, ready to go, waiting for cats. You catch a cat, catch a smallie, catch another smallie, catch a cat, catch a striper, catch a little bass. And it was terrible. All on a bamboo pole. It was terrible. Absolutely terrible. So, I don't know how you guys got started fishing. And mine's a weird story, so either you'll believe it or you won't. You'll either, some people believe in this sort of stuff, but, I'm always interested in how people got started fishing. What's up, Scott? So, this is a true story. At least I believe it's true. my mom and dad were upstairs in our old house. My sisters were both gone. I was down in the basement. I remember this specifically because my mom put my toys in this old jack-o'-lantern, plastic jack-o'-lantern for Halloween. I was playing with dinosaurs, and back then we had these eraser guys. I was playing with eraser guys. And I heard this voice say, "Ask your dad for a fishing pole." It was a female voice. Looked around. It wasn't my mom, my sister, nobody was there, so I continued playing. I didn't know what a fishing rod was. And then I heard another voice, I heard it again, "Ask your dad for a fishing rod." So I'm like, all right, I'll So I walked upstairs. I go, "Dad, I want a fishing rod." He goes, "Do you even know what one is?" I'm like, "No." And then he's like, "Well, okay, we'll get you one." So that Christmas, he ended up giving me my first fishing rod. It was a Zebco 101 Boy Scout model. So my dad takes me, we go fishing for the first time, and he had to remember, he hadn't fished since he was in high school and a kid. And, dang it. So he hadn't fished since he was in high school. So our first trip was to East Branch Forest Preserve over in Glen Ellen, and we just basically started with minnows and stuff like that. And then there's some hardcore river anglers that worked with my dad at General Foods. One guy's name was Moses, and the other guy's name was Rosie. And the deal was, if we brought them fish, they'd give us stuff. It was a 101. Yep, pre-202, Jason. I still got the reel somewhere. Yeah, so Mosey and Roses taught me about wolf river rigs, which is a double rig, and how to use chicken livers and crawlers and leeches. And they got us set up. They gave us a couple spots on the river, and as long as we brought them a fish or two back for dinner, they would keep giving us information. And I also found out, when you're a kid at the river, when you're a little guy at the river, the older guys, they'll give you information. They'll tell you, "Oh, this is what we're using. As soon as you hit about 14 or 15, those guys don't talk anymore." So my dad knew this. So we'd be at a spot and you see some guy killing him, and he's like, "Hey, go over and ask that guy what he's doing." I'm like, "No, I can't. Dad, I want to. That guy's huge." He's like, No, go ask him. So I'd go over there and ask him. They'd tell us what they were doing, and that's basically how me and my dad learned how to river fish. And then we just kept going, every weekend. I learned everything the hard way. I learned that, rod holders should be stuck, straight in and stuck in quite far. And my first time using rod holders, I just barely stuck it in the ground, and there went my rod holder. Thank God it was shallow, so I was able to just reach down and grab it. And then, speaking of rod holders, Cece, if you're on, you'll remember this. So Cece is a friend of mine. He's like 7 foot tall, and we live down the block. So hopefully I'll get a fish while I'm sitting there telling stories. So Cece and I went to Mill Pond, which is in Glendale Heights, over off of Shmalley Avenue, and I fished there all the time. And we fish carp there every day after school or during the summer. And then, Robert, my dad had a 202. I had a 202 after my 101. The green and beige ones were the ones everybody had. Oh, these glasses, man. These glasses are my pivot egg glasses, and at night they have exchangeable lenses. So I put the clear lenses in low light conditions so I can still record, see what the heck I'm doing. They come with clear ones, but I end up scratching them. It's just easier just to pop the lenses out. I know I have that whole major league pitcher thing going on with these glasses. Oh, so back to Cece. Matt, they're so happy. Thanks, beautiful. Well, anyway, Cece would fish every day at Mill Pond, and we'd fish for carp and bullheads, and we used rod holders. Well, one day, I show up, and I have a new rod, and Cece's like, "Is that your dad's new rod?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Your dad said you're not supposed to use that rod." And I said, well, it's a good rod. He goes, "You're gonna get killed." He goes, "No, I think as long as I clean it, we'll be golden. But I'll be fine. I'll never know I used it." He's like, "I don't have a bad feeling about this." So we're fishing for a while. The bite's real good, and thanks, Jason. I'm glad you watch me while I'm live, even though I just basically ramble waiting for fish. So so we'd been fishing for a while. The bite was good, and I had a rod holder, and this is where I learned that rod holders should never be too much on an angle. And it should never be too much done at an angle. And the reason is because then your rod, instead of holding the rod holder, instead of holding the rod, it then becomes a bottle rocket. So this huge fish comes, my whole rod just junk, it goes flying across into the water. I'm like, holy shit! And the way Cece tells it is, I didn't hesitate. I guess I just left, and we were fishing off like a big cement wall, like on off a drainage pipe, and I just ran right off of it into the water. And he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "My dad's gonna kill me." So Rebecca. So I'm like, "My dad's gonna kill me." He's like, "What are you doing?" So I was up to my knees in mud, and it was not a clean pond at the time, and I'm up to my chest in water, and I'm feeling around, I'm finding bikes and tires and twigs, and I'm this close to tears, and CC is laughing so hard. He's just laying on his back. He has no help, just tears coming out of his eyes, no sound coming out of his mouth, just he was laughing that hard. So I'm looking, and I'm packing, I'm this close to tears, and then all of a sudden my float very slowly pops up and swims by. So I stick my arm under there, and I get the line on my arm, and I follow it back, and I follow it back to the rod, and the fish was still attached. So I get back to shore, I'm dripping wet, I land the fish, it was like a 10-pound carp, and I got the rod, and I cleaned it all with Windex and stuff, and ruined one of my mom's good rags before Dad came home, which was but Cece loves that story, we met there every day, and one time he got the bright idea that his mom knew where this fish, like a fish market was, or fish store was downtown, and they would buy fresh fish and stuff. And I caught one of the biggest snapping turtles I had ever hooked. And Cece's like, "I think my mom can sell this. We can make all this money." I was like, "Oh man, all right, let's do it." So we were like, "Well, we got to get it home. We got to kill it first." So Cece's taunting it, and I'm stepping on its back, and the thing would lunge for the stick he had in its face, and then we made our stringer in like a noose. So we noosed this turtle's neck, and a typical teenage boys, and we're sitting there, and he's pulling on his neck. I'm standing on its back, and we got this buck knife. I'm trying to cut this turtle's head off, and some kind-hearted soul called the cops. And he just walks up and he's like, "What the hell are you boys doing?" And we're like, catching a turtle. He's like, "Let it back." And I'm like, "But sir." He's like, "Let it go." I'm like, "But sir." He's like, "You got to put it back." I'm like, "But." And Cece's like, "Dan, just let it go." This giant hole in its neck. So when I let it go, just bubbles coming out of its neck. Yeah, and it was not a good day. And at least it didn't call my parents. So that's about it. And I'm out of stories for now, and I didn't get a bite, so I apologize. So everybody have a great night, and thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And since you asked, Matt, this episode will be brought to you by Pivot Head Glasses, video recording eyewear. All right, have a great day. Bye, everybody.